Imagine walking down a bustling city street where the noise of passing cars and hurried footsteps drowns out everything else. Amid the chaos, a heartwarming yet heartbreaking sight stops you in your tracks. A scruffy dog, its fur matted and its eyes full of unwavering loyalty, sitting protectively beside its homeless owner. Rain or shine, this loyal companion refuses to leave their side, guarding them as if the world depended on it. The bond between the two is unshakable, but life on the streets is unforgiving. Passers-by glance but rarely stop, too preoccupied to notice the extraordinary story unfolding right in front of them. That is, until one day, a chance encounter changes everything. A billionaire known for his philanthropy and love for animals hears about this inseparable duo and decides to intervene. What happens next is nothing short of remarkable, but will this twist of fate be enough to rewrite their story? Stay tuned, because this is not just a story about survival, it's about the kind of loyalty that can melt even the coldest hearts and the unexpected ways kindness can ripple through the world. The dog and its owner had been inseparable for years, their bond forged in hardship. The man, weathered by life's struggles, had lost everything: his home, his family, his stability. But he still had his companion, a loyal dog who seemed to understand him in ways no one else could. Together, they faced each day with quiet resilience, finding shelter under bridges or in the shadows of tall buildings. The dog never wandered far, always staying close, its presence a constant source of comfort in an otherwise unforgiving world. Word of their unbreakable bond began to spread after a passerby captured a poignant moment on camera, the man sharing the last of his food with his dog, despite having gone hungry himself. The video went viral, touching hearts worldwide. Comments poured in, with people moved by the raw display of loyalty and love. Some called it the purest form of friendship, while others questioned how humanity could let someone live like this. Among the countless viewers was a billionaire, a man who had built his fortune on innovation but had always felt a deep connection to animals. The billionaire couldn't shake the image of the man and his dog. He saw something in their bond that reminded him of his own past, a time when he, too, had felt lost and alone. He decided to take action, but his intentions weren't as simple as they seemed. He wanted to help, yes, but he also wanted to understand. What drove this man to prioritize his dog over his own well-being? What could society learn from their story? As the billionaire's team began searching for the duo, the man and his dog continued their daily routine, unaware of the attention they had garnered. Their days were a mix of struggle and small victories. Some mornings, a kind stranger would offer them food or spare change. Other times, they were met with cold stares and harsh words. The dog, ever vigilant, would growl softly at anyone who seemed threatening, its protective instincts never faltering. One evening, as the man and his dog huddled together in an alleyway to escape the biting wind, a young woman approached them. She was a journalist who had been following their story since the video went viral. She wanted to know more, not just about their struggles, but about their bond. At first, the man was hesitant. He had been let down too many times before by people who promised to help but never followed through. But the journalist's genuine curiosity and kindness eventually won him over. He told her about his life before the streets, how he had once been a construction worker with a steady job and a small apartment. He spoke of the accident that left him unable to work, the medical bills that piled up, and the eviction notice that forced him onto the streets. Through it all, his dog had been his only constant, a source of hope when everything else seemed lost. The journalist's article painted a vivid picture of their struggles and their bond, adding another layer to the story that had already captured so many hearts. But not everyone reacted with compassion. Some criticized the man for keeping a dog when he couldn't even take care of himself. Others questioned whether the billionaire's interest was genuine or just a publicity stunt. The story sparked debates about homelessness, animal welfare, and the responsibility of the wealthy to help those in need. Meanwhile, the billionaire's team finally located the man and his dog. They approached him with an offer, a place to stay, food, medical care, and a chance to rebuild his life. But there was a catch. The billionaire wanted to document the process, to show the world what could be achieved when compassion and resources came together. The man was torn. He wanted to give his dog a better life, but he also feared being used as a pawn in someone else's narrative. As the tension built, other players entered the story. Animal rights activists argued that the dog should be taken away and placed in a proper home, while advocates for the homeless insisted that separating them would do more harm than good. The journalist, who had grown close to the man and his dog, found herself caught in the middle. She wanted to help but struggled with how to tell the story without exploiting their pain. The man's internal conflict deepened. He began to question his own worthiness of the help being offered. Was he doing the right thing by accepting it? Would his dog be better off without him? And what about the billionaire? Was his interest truly altruistic, or was this just another way to boost his own image? The billionaire, too, faced his own dilemmas. As he spent more time learning about the man's life, he began to question his own motives. Was he really making a difference, or was he just easing his own guilt for living in luxury while others suffered? The more he delved into the man's story, the more he realized that solving one person's problems wouldn't address the larger systemic issues that had led to this situation. The story reached a boiling point when the billionaire invited the man and his dog to a televised event where he planned to announce a new initiative to help the homeless and their pets. The man agreed, but as the cameras rolled and the lights blazed, he felt a growing sense of unease. This wasn't his world, and he feared losing himself and his dog in the process. As the event unfolded, tensions ran high. The man's quiet dignity clashed with the spectacle of the billionaire's grand announcement. The audience watched, captivated, as the man hesitated before stepping onto the stage. His dog, sensing his unease, stayed close, its presence a reminder of what truly mattered. Would the man take the leap and trust the billionaire's intentions? Or would he walk away, choosing the uncertain life he knew over the unknown promises being offered? And what about the dog? Would their bond withstand the pressures of the spotlight? Or would it be tested in ways neither of them could have imagined? The answers remained elusive, leaving everyone, audience, journalist, billionaire, and the man himself on edge, wondering what would happen next. As the man stood on the edge of the stage, the weight of the moment pressed heavily on his shoulders. The bright lights and murmurs of the crowd blurred together, creating a surreal haze that made him feel out of place. His dog, sensing his hesitation, leaned against his leg, grounding him with its steady presence. For a brief moment, the world seemed to fade away, leaving only the man and his loyal companion in their shared bubble of trust. The billionaire, standing nearby, extended his hand with a warm smile. His words had been polished and rehearsed, designed to inspire hope and highlight the potential of his initiative. But in that moment, the man saw something genuine in his eyes, a flicker of vulnerability that mirrored his own. The billionaire wasn't just a powerful figure. He was someone who, despite his wealth, carried his own burdens and regrets. Taking a deep breath, the man stepped forward, his dog following closely. The audience erupted in applause, but he barely noticed. He spoke simply, his voice steady but raw with emotion. He thanked the billionaire for the opportunity and shared a few words about his journey. He didn't sugarcoat his struggles or paint himself as a victim. Instead, he spoke of the strength he had found in his dog and the lessons he had learned about loyalty, resilience, and hope. The billionaire listened intently, his carefully prepared speech forgotten. He realized that the man's authenticity was far more powerful than anything he could have said. When the man finished, the billionaire stepped forward and made a promise not just to help the man and his dog, but to launch a program that would provide long-term support for homeless individuals and their pets. He pledged to fund shelters that welcomed animals, offer job training programs, and create pathways for people to rebuild their lives without having to choose between survival and their beloved companions. The announcement sparked a wave of emotion in the room. Some people were moved to tears, while others cheered with hope. The journalist, watching from the sidelines, felt a deep sense of relief. She had worried that the man's story would be overshadowed by the billionaire's initiative, but instead, it had become the heart of the message. She knew this was the moment that would inspire countless others to look at homelessness through a more compassionate lens, After the event, the man and his dog were taken to a temporary home, a modest but comfortable apartment provided by the Billionaire's Foundation. For the first time in years, the man slept on a real bed, his dog curled up beside him. It was a small but significant step toward stability, and he was grateful. But the road ahead was still uncertain, and he knew there would be challenges. Over the next few weeks, the man began to adjust to his new life. He received medical care, counseling, and support to address the trauma he had endured. The Billionaire's team worked tirelessly to ensure he felt respected and empowered, not just like a charity case. They also helped him reconnect with his passion for carpentry, setting up opportunities for him to use his skills in meaningful ways. Meanwhile, his dog became something of a local celebrity. People from all over the city wanted to meet the loyal companion who had captured so many hearts. The attention was overwhelming at times, but the man was careful to protect his dog's well-being. He set boundaries and ensured that their bond remained the foundation of their journey. The journalist continued to follow their story, documenting the ups and downs with care and integrity. Her article shed light on the systemic issues that contributed to homelessness and the unique challenges faced by those with pets. She highlighted the success stories emerging from the Billionaire's initiative, but she also didn't shy away from discussing the complexities and setbacks. One day, as the man was working on a project in a community workshop, he was approached by a young boy and his mother. The boy held out a small drawing of the man and his dog, his eyes wide with admiration. "You're my hero," the boy said shyly. The man was taken aback, his throat tightening with emotion. He had never thought of himself as a hero, but in that moment, he realized the impact his story had made. As months turned into a year, the man's life transformed in ways he never thought possible. He became an advocate for others experiencing homelessness, sharing his story at events and inspiring change. His dog remained by his side, a constant reminder of where he had come from and the bond that had carried him through. The Billionaire's initiative grew, with shelters and programs opening in cities across the country. The man's story became a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of compassion and the importance of treating people and their pets with dignity. The journalist's work gained widespread recognition, sparking conversations about systemic change and the need for empathy in addressing homelessness. But despite all the progress, the man never forgot the struggles he had faced. He made it his mission to give back, volunteering at shelters and mentoring others who were trying to rebuild their lives. He understood that not everyone would have the same opportunities he had been given, but he believed that even small acts of kindness could make a difference. In the end, the man and his dog found a sense of peace and purpose that had once seemed impossible. Their journey wasn't just about survival, it was about the unbreakable bond that had carried them through the darkest times and the ripple effect of compassion that had changed their lives and the lives of so many others. As the story came full circle, it left a powerful message that no one is beyond help, that every act of kindness matters, and that the love of a loyal companion can be a beacon of hope in even the most challenging circumstances.